A source close to the Lewis family trust, which owns the majority stake in Spurs, has told us they want more wins more often in a new era and denied that it's paving the way for the sale of the club. Right, OK, Jamie O'Hara, good morning to you. First of all, is this the right move for Tottenham?
Yeah, it looks like it. I think if you look at where the club is at in terms of foundations and where Daniel Levy's put the club, he's done, a really good job. They are, a massive globally franchised football club now, but you can't say the success on the pitch has been there. Finished 17th last season. All right, won the Europa League, 2 trophies in 24 years. It's not good enough. Spurs are a massive football club, and I think this move is from the Lewis family who have sat down and they've looked at it and gone, right, I think now's the time to make a change.
More wins more often is what we're told, so which does suggest this is clearly that they're not happy with what's happening on the pitch rather than off the pitch.
Yeah, I think, look, you can't argue off the pitch that Spurs are in an unbelievable state. The stadium, the finances, where they are in terms of being able to spend money, the options are there. But on the pitch, the team hasn't been successful enough. And there's always been moments in, Daniel Levy's reign that when there was times, key moments to go and really kick on as a football club, just didn't feel like he'd done it. And as a Spurs fan, I played with Daniel Levy, won the 2008 Cup, with him there, and it just never felt like we wanted more. It was like, can we go to the next level? Can we go and be the big, massive football club? And, these moments, obviously, I cherished, and it was great to be a part of. But it never felt like that you was going to go and be a Liverpool or a Man United or an Arsenal. Can we go and really dominate? It was amazing. We won the Carabao Cup.
So what makes... You've said Tottenham are a massive club and they are considered to be one of the big 6, but I know it was a different time, but when he took in, they weren't. I mean, are they a big club, a massive club, as you say, and are they part of the big 6 because of what he's changed behind the scenes?
No, I disagree with that. And people keep saying this, and Spurs are a legacy football club. Tottenham Hotspur are a massive football club. They've been a massive football club for a long, long time. Daniel Levy has put them in a nice position in terms of, what they look like commercially and globally.
But they are considered one of the big 6, despite... I mean, look at the clubs above them in terms of most top division titles, OK? This goes back to the start. I mean, Sheffield Wednesday are there.
Yeah.
I mean, Sunderland there. There's a few missing from there, like Leeds are on there, Wolves are on there as well.
Yeah, but you've got to look at, you can't just... All right, top division titles, fair enough. Tottenham probably...
but they're considered top 6.
Yeah, but there's also, there's cup competitions, there's European Cup competitions. Spurs are up there because of what they've done, not just because of in division titles, but in terms of what they've done, in other leagues. 3 European trophies. The competitions they won, the FA Cup, and doing the double and being the first team to do that. So Tottenham are a massive football club and always have been. They're a huge football. Listen, there's loads of big football clubs. I think the top 6 are big 6, they say. I think it's harsh to say that. I think there's Newcastle, you're telling me they're not a big 6 club. You're telling me Everton are not. They are. It's just financially the way they've been in the last 20 years where everyone's talking about the big 6 in the Premier League. Well, Everton haven't quite been there, but historically there's loads of big football clubs.
The finances is Daniel Levy.
Well, the finances, yeah. Daniel Levy has made Tottenham financially a very rich football club. He's put the stadium in and it looks great. And, globally as a franchise, they are, and a company, they are a massive football club, and he's been a massive part of that. But on the pitch ain't good enough.
We've been told this isn't part of a takeover.
No, I don't think so.
But Tottenham must be one of the most attractive clubs because of the finances, because of the stadium and such like.
Yeah.
Would they now be prime for a takeover, whether they want to or not?
Well, yeah, of course.
People are going to be interested.
Let me tell you now, if there's a lot of rich people, we've seen it over the years now, these billionaires from, Dubai and Qatar and Saudi Arabia who come and we want to, bigger billionaire American owners want to come. Tottenham Hotspur is probably one of the clubs that you'd look at and say, oh my God, what I would do to get my hands on that. They are, in terms of where they are with the stadium, and everyone takes the mick out of the fact that you've got NFL there and Formula One and Beyonce and all that turning up. That is an unbelievable thing that they have managed to get. And anyone would want to be a part of that. Anyone would want to own it. I don't think the Lewis family want to sell it. I think they might want investment, and I think there might be some big investment potentially on the horizon. What that looks like and who that is, I don't know. But I think this is the first hurdle of the future of what Tottenham looks like in 5, 6 years.
We've just keep your voice notes coming in. By the way, we've had one just in the last few seconds. We've just keep your voice notes coming in. By the way, we've had one just in the last few seconds from Craig. Let's hear it.
I've just got to say that Daniel Levy, for whatever you can say, has made it the most economically sound club. But in order to do that, then the results on the field haven't been what is expected of a club of Tottenham's stature now that he's brought it up.
I think it's probably Craig agreeing with what you've been saying.
Yeah, listen, he's done a good job.
Pretty much exactly what you've said.
He's done a good job. You know, he can't get away from the fact that he's done a great job. Yeah, but Spurs are a massive football club, and he's took us to a level above where we were. But now I think that Tottenham are primed in a position with what they've got and the facilities that they've got, that I think they want to go to the next level. Can they win Premier League titles? Can they win Champions League titles? Can they be that football club that compete? Because under Daniel Levy, when in the key moments where there is the opportunity to push on the pitch, to sign big players or go to the next level, that hasn't happened.
Can they compete for the Premier League, and when?
I would say if you get the right investment and you are prepared to... Listen, you can spend money like Man United and still go backwards, right? Spending money is easy, but it's getting the right recruitment. Recruitment's everything. Getting the right people in charge and having a plan. I look at Manchester City. They're the perfect example of bringing in investment and changing the outlook of a football club, but in the right manner, the way they've done it. All through, not just let's go and spend £100 million and let's spend another £100 million and keep throwing money at it until we win it. You've got to do it the right way. There has to be a plan in place. If Tottenham have a plan in place without Daniel Levy, what does that look like? Who that is? Yes, they can. Yes, I believe they can challenge for the title in the next 5-6 years.